Well, welcome back to another disaster DKOldies video that we got for you. And man, this is going to be some interesting. This is going to be very, very interesting of what we are about to show you. A YouTuber by the name of Jacob R, who just got a console that he ordered a while back, and he checked it, and there is a lot of mistakes. Like, we're not joking. Like, there is a lot of mistakes. So, let's get this video on the road, shall we? So, welcome back to the channel, Tech and Gaming Reviews. Now, I know that it's been about a week or two since we last recently uploaded a video, but now, as you can see, we have officially rearranged our game room, and now our setup is like this now, and all of that. So, yeah, but we officially rearranged our gaming room, so now it's going to be like this for the next several months. But it has actually been a good minute since we last spoke about DKOldies, and honestly, Jacob R just uploaded a video that we're going to show you, not all of it, but some parts of it, like we've done in the past with all these other content creators with their consoles that they are claiming that they are literally cleaning and refurbishing and whatever. But this has been taken to a whole new level, and this is just not right at this point at all. But DKOldies is about to be facing a class action lawsuit for all of their misleading and false advertisement to the consumers about what products that they're getting that they're clearly are not doing, that they're clearly not. So, yeah, this is going to be very, very interesting, and that this has been taken to a whole new level. But let's go on ahead and let's actually show you Jacob R's video. And this is not even going to be a super, super long video. This is just a quick couple 10-minute or whatever. So, yeah, just wait till what we're about to show you. Okay, so Jacob R, as you can see from his video, he bought a PS4, just a PS4, as you know, and it was a 500, it's supposed to be a 500 gigabyte, but let's just show you the clip real quick of what he's talking about, because as you can see, at the end of his title of the video, it says they made a huge mistake. And it's very, very true. They clearly did. And no matter what goes on, Joey or you, Drew, we are going to continue to call you guys out until you figure out a way to actually do what you're saying that you're claiming that you're doing. But here's his video. As you can see, only 13 minutes long, so it's not insanely long. But yeah, let's just show you it, because it's going to be very interesting.
I bought a refurbished PS4 Slim from DKOldies for $250, and in this video, we're going to take an in-depth look at it and see if they actually refurbished anything. So at this point, I don't think DKOldies needs any introduction, so let's go ahead and open the box and see what's inside. Alright, so here we go. Got our classic wrapping here. Wow. Oh no, they used they used packing peanuts. Look how much extra space is in this console. Alright, so here's the packing slip. I ordered Dishonored Definitive Edition for the PS4. I got a PS4 Slim 500 gig, cosmetically flawed. I did use a coupon because I found one online. And let's see what's in here. We've got a HDMI cable. We've got a power cord. We've got... Oh, we got an OEM controller. Yes, let's go. It's about time. And we got an old school charging cable. I don't know why everybody uses old school. I do not like their products. So in case you don't know, Old School is a company that makes third-party accessories like controllers, cables, that sort of thing. You literally just saw this exact cable on the screen when I pulled it out of the box, and you'll see later that it doesn't work very well. It's very finicky. And the controllers they make as well, in my experience, are not good. Like this DualShock 3 is, a piece of junk. This one right here is also a piece of junk for the original Xbox. The Xbox 360 one is a piece of junk. And, it's very clear that they're making these controllers to look exactly like the OEM, but like a slight difference. You can see on this controller, it's basically the same thing, but there's no X in the middle. And I'm even on their wholesale website right now, and they're clearly just a business that's made to make third-party accessories like as cheap as possible. Not good ones, just as cheap as possible that are functional. And so their stuff works, but it's just not very good. And this thing's in nice condition too. Nice, pretty cool color. I think I've had one of those controllers. I come across one of them one time. And we got the PS4 Slim right here, inside of some bubble wrap.
What do you see that's different right there, right where we just paused? You can just tell by seeing the open spot right there on the side of the PS4. He got a PS4 Slim. They didn't even send him the right console. Look at that. They sent him I understand that it's still an OG PS4, even though he got the Slim, and it's technically the same hardware, but it doesn't matter if it was a different model of a console. You can't just be like somebody ordered, let's say the last generation 360 model, which was the Xbox 360E, and then they send somebody the original white one that has a red ring of death. That's the same concept as that. It's the same exact hardware and such. It's the same concept. You just can't say this is what it is and then yet give them a different exact product. Whether if it's the Xbox 360E that somebody ordered, but they got a original white console that has red ring or death, or that's even one of the later OG models that works perfectly fine. It don't matter. You should give them exactly what they ordered. This is clearly showing that they clearly do not. But yeah, as you can tell, it's an original PS4 instead of the Slim.
Wrap, and here it is. Let's go ahead and take it out and take a closer look at it. Well, hold on. Dude, wait a second. I ordered a PS4 Slim, right? They said, you can't make this up. I ordered a PS4 Slim.
And you could clearly see he's got evidence that is exactly what he ordered. He literally ordered a PlayStation 4 Slim 500 gigabyte system. Now, even if it was the different size of hard drive, that's perfectly acceptable. Even if it was a 500 gig like he got and he got a 1 terabyte, of course they would appreciate that. But even then, it still would be wrong in the same ballpark. So even with storage, it's still not right to sell them something, but yet they get a completely different. So if he bought a 1 terabyte PS4 Slim, but he got the 500 gigabyte version instead, then he paid that extra space of storage for that PlayStation 4 that probably that makes that PS4 Slim cost probably $30 more than the 500 gigabyte model. That's still not okay. But even though this is still a standard model PS4 that's got the exact same hardware as the original, even though he got the Slim, they should have checked their items before they shipped them out. This is just clearly showing that DKOldies does not give a crap about their customers, or even their workers, or even the products themselves. DKOldies I don't even know how they're even in business still at this point, with this showing proof that he got this exact console, but it was completely different. So he got a false advertisement receipt right there. So honestly, at this point, I personally do hope that a class action lawsuit does end up coming to DKOldies and bites them in the freaking ass and makes them realize what they are doing is wrong. This is taking advantage of consumers and giving them false information of saying what they're paying or what they're doing or what they're getting when he got a completely different PS4 than what that receipt says. And then them claiming that, oh, we're cleaning and doing this and doing this and doing that, and they're clearly not, from all the countless of other YouTubers that have bought systems from them. So, honestly, yeah, I honestly do hope this class action lawsuit does come to them and bites them in the freaking ass and makes them realize what they're doing is completely wrong and it is unacceptable. But let's continue with the video, because there is actually one other more mistake on this video. Not just the different model PS4 than what he originally ordered, but there is something else, and it is related with the receipt too. Let's continue.
They sent me an OG PS4.
I honestly forgot to say there's going to be a couple add-ons that
I think it's broken.
it's going to pop up here and there because of, it's YouTube and we don't have YouTube Premium, so
All right, let's
just a heads up there that there's going to be just a couple add-ons that are going to show up on this video, so just so you guys are aware. I meant to say that in the beginning of the video, but I was too busy wanting to show you guys this, so just a heads up, there probably will be just a couple more. But let's continue.
Let's roll with it, and let's take a closer look at this console. I took a look inside of the box and noticed I missed one other thing here, and we have the system and game startup. I don't know why they put this in here, because this is like only relevant to like N64s and old consoles. Not relevant at all to a PS4, which is interesting. But let's take a closer look at this console. First of all, you'll notice on the top, very scratched up. That's fair. It's called cosmetically flawed, so I expect that, and that thing gets, scratched up very easily.
Now, the outside of this console, it looks pretty decent for it being a old console, because if you haven't known already, this November, the 15th of November and the 22nd of November, the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One will officially be 10 years old this fall. I know it's very shocking that these consoles are that old already. It feels like they literally just came out yesterday, and I remember hearing about them and all my friends telling me about how good that the PlayStation 4 was, and even from going from a PlayStation 5 and even going from a PS5 to that one right there, going to the OG PS4 from a PS5, games are still incredibly good quality on that 2013 hardware, so I will admit there. And the PlayStation 4 is one of my all-time favorite consoles of all time. It's like my second favorite game console ever made, minus the Xbox 360, which is our number one. So the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 4 are my two favorite game consoles of all time because of their great library of games and decent quality on both of them, especially the PS4 had better quality games than the Xbox 360. But the 360 still had good games too. So, yeah. That like he said, cosmetically flawed, that looks okay, but just wait till you get to the more part of the video.
Now, it does look like down here they wiped it off, but probably used Magic Eraser, which is why you see this kind of weird streaking down there. Probably could have avoided that. To be fair, it could have been like that before. Got a little mark there, but nothing too crazy. Again, smudges and scratches. It is a cosmetic.
Now, another thing, too, with the PS4s, now when it does come to the PS4 models with this one, the Slim, and the Pro models, I am going to literally admit that I do love the original PS4, not because of, the power of it, because, of course, I like the Pro because you can get 4K gaming out of it, but when it does come to the overall console designs, I will say that the original model PS4, I think, has the best design on all of the three model of the PS4s. Like, the OG model is very, very slim and looks very, very slick with that curve on each side of it and with the light on the top in the middle almost. I love the original PS4 design, and I think it's a very good design. It's my favorite design of the PS4. So I'll actually say that right there. So yeah, you can also leave us your thoughts down in the comments section down below of which model of the PlayStation 4 do you like the most. Do you like the original? Do you like the Slim? Or do you like the Pro more? But personally, I love the original design. I think it's pretty slick and it's a pretty slim design console pretty much ever made on this planet. But let's continue.
Technically flawed. And oh, yep, nice. We got still have our warranty seal intact. Thanks.
So as you can see, the warranty stickers are still on that console, and that is a console that came out in literally 2013, 2014, or heck, possibly 2015 at this point. So that console is definitely old, and with those warranty stickers on there, it's just showing more proof that they did not even take the console apart and even clean it, or, you know, just taking it apart at all. Like, they didn't even do none of that. So right there's more proof that they didn't do it. But let's continue. I'm telling you, because DKOldies is very, very, it's something. It's something completely different at this point. And honestly, that class action lawsuit, I do hope it gets filed against him, because this is just unacceptable with the way that their shady business is at this point. Like, it's unacceptable.
Thanks to Bespoke Post for sponsoring today's video. Bespoke Post is a monthly membership club that delivers a box of awesome top shelf goods from under the radar. Parts is 90% inside, but cost you to swap it. This is a hiking kit, a headlamp, a good avocado. Enter Jacob.
KFC's $5 Mac Bowls are back!
That's finger licking good.
The most important people in my life are my wife and daughter, hands down.
Yeah, always awesome when you see a warranty sticker on a console that's supposedly...
He was showing off some, like, whatever that for watching his videos of, like, getting a coupon or a certain percentage off that you could order stuff from. So I just went on ahead and tried to skip as much as possible. I'm sorry about these add-ons. I know they're... YouTube is starting to get more out of hand than what they used to be. Like, several years ago, you used to only have, like, one add-on that would happen, and then you would be able to watch the whole freaking video without any add-ons. But now that's like they've been like saying, yeah, we're going to split your video into add-ons. So YouTube is kind of getting a little bit out of hand with these add-ons, splitting them on people's videos like this. So I'm sorry about the add-ons. I know it's kind of annoying, but that's just the way YouTube is working nowadays.
Been opened and cleaned. Now, the one thing I will note is that this console, I bought this a while ago. It was not recent, so it's probably before they actually started opening and cleaning their consoles. Because if you've seen their videos recently, they've made some videos like showing their cleaning process and kind of acting like it's been there the whole time.
It's not. They might be doing it to some consoles now, but I can almost guarantee you, Jacob, is that not all the consoles are going to be open and clean like they say that they claiming that they're doing. But that is why this LLC tree whatever law is actually looking into pushing a class action lawsuit against them to make them freaking finally do what they are claiming that they're doing, that they're clearly not doing. So that's why I definitely hope at this point that this class action lawsuit does finally get filed and DKOldies manages to either pay up or admit what they've done wrong and they change their ways. Because at this point, even with this console, he's going to say he bought it like back in January, just a few months ago, that this was still at the time that they were claiming that, oh yeah, we're refurbishing these and that Joey's making all these videos and doing this. But they were not after all. But there's still more huge mistakes with this video, but let's continue.
It was probably before they started doing that. Let me just check this order date. It was, yeah, end of January. So a couple months ago, I think they were still claiming then that they open and clean consoles, and they've been saying they clean, test, and refurbish all consoles ever since I've been buying from them, so it should have been opened and cleaned and refurbished anyways, but just something to note. All right, so if we come over here to the listing I purchased from, it's called a PS4 Slim, 500 gigs. Condition is refurbished and cleaned and tested, so that means these consoles should be cleaned, tested, and refurbished, opened up, and cleaned. And we even have, a YouTube video they made a few months ago where they go through the whole process of getting a console in, opening it up, refurbishing it, cleaning it, all that good stuff, and shipping it out. And then they have a Facebook live stream they did like a week ago where they showed this process of opening and cleaning it out. And they even have comments replying to people saying, yes, we open and clean every console in our shop. And it's just, it's the fact that they're saying this and then we're getting consoles like this.
This is the comment I think is kind of hilarious. Like, he is so freaking hilarious for this comment. Like, we know it's not refurbishing because you guys don't do that. Laugh out loud. So this is absolutely funny. And then they respond, we do. We even showed a bit of process in the video. Then why in the world, in the last few months, have all of these content creators like him, like Retro Gaming, like Chris Key, or whatever you pronounce his YouTube channel name, and Review Tech USA, and multiple of other YouTubers, why is all of their consoles either, one, been dirty, and two, not even functioning right? Like, the Xbox that Rich of Review Tech USA got barely didn't even read games, for one, and I'm going to spoil a little bit, but the PS4 that he's showing right now, it doesn't even hardly read games, but he's going to talk about it and show you guys here as we go through the later of the video. So, you do, huh? Okay, so why don't you guys, for one, instead of damaging control the consumers, why don't you actually man up for once in your freaking darn lives, DKOldies, and admit that you are not doing this, and that you guys are messing up, and that you will do this, and make sure of it in the near future. If you just do that, and you actually do it, you know something? You would probably get some more love back that you guys deserve. But as of right now, you guys don't deserve it, because you think it's just okay to falsely lie and give the consumer false advertisement about your products and about what you do with them. This is unacceptable, DKOldies, and something does need to come to you and bite you guys in the ass and make you freaking realize that what you're doing is insanely wrong, and the consumers, us consumers, have the right to get a good product. If we don't like it, you give us our refund, either you like it or not, because you lied. And that is freaking taking advantage of people. So, I do hope that a class action lawsuit does come your way, because you guys are going to need it.
That you've clearly not been opened up, like they still have the original warranty seals, which means it hasn't been opened up, and we'll see later in this video that it clearly was never opened and cleaned. So yeah, that's the whole predicament here. And yeah, let's take this cover off and see what kind of hard drive is in here. Yeah, so here's the hard drive. It is indeed 500 gigs. You can see it.
What do you see on that hard drive? Especially if you look right here. Yeah! Tested and clean, huh? And even, like, we showed you with him showing that the, warranty sticker of the manufacturer was still on the back of the console, showed you proof that it was not taken apart. Well, looky there. There's even more proof. And it looks like, even from the hard drive, this possibly looks like it might be a 2014 model PlayStation 4, but it is one of the first select few launch models, not like the different, numbers of the original models where they went to the, 1200, 1500 series, whatever. This is clearly one of the original select few early models, and it looks like with this hard drive being manufactured, it looks like on January 2014, that shows proof that this is one of the original model PlayStation 4s ever released from when the PS4 launched. but you can clearly see right there the console is not clean whatsoever.
There. Definitely dusty though. Yeah, nice. That's a great sign. So of course, not a big deal having that much dust on a hard drive, but it's kind of just a sign of what's to come on the inside of this thing when we open it up later. But let's go ahead and take a closer look at the rest of this console. I want to look at the manufacturing date actually on the back. I don't know if it shows us the manufacturing date or the model number. Yes, this is a CUH-1001A. I would think that's one of the OG models. Let me look it up real quick. So as far as I can tell, the CUH-1001A is like either the very first model or one of the very first models. So that's great. They didn't send me a PS4 Slim, and they also sent me one that's like the very OG models, the ones that are like jet engines. And I just found our cosmetic flaw. It's missing one of the rubber feet on the bottom. It still seemed like decently stable though. But yeah, I showed you the controller briefly earlier. This is a really awesome controller. I honestly don't think it's been used much because the label on the back is in really good condition. Usually you'll get some wear and tear right there if it's been used a lot. But this controller looks good, so glad we finally got an OEM controller, and it's a really nice one, limited edition one. So that's cool. Let's go ahead and plug this thing in, though, and make sure it works. All right, the console is plugged in. Let's go ahead and turn it on. 3, 2, 1. Got live so far. Cool. Got my controller plugged up. Let's make sure this connects up. No way. They didn't even reset the console. Dude, we still got Preston somebody on here. Oh.
And that right there is another thing. That right there is another evidence of showing that they clearly didn't even test the console out. At least they didn't even test the console out. Because even if it's GameStop, Walmart, a pawn shop, or, well, in some cases, pawn shops don't, but majority of pawn shops do this because they want to make sure that the item is at least working in general. Usually, when it comes to a used console, most places usually factory reset the console once they test it out, so that way it's like a fresh new console for the next customer that gets the item. They didn't even do that. So that right there is clearly evidence that they didn't even test the console out, didn't even turn it on, didn't even try a game out to make sure that it was going to work. So this is another huge mistake with DKOldies. So clearly, I don't even understand how they're still in business at this point, but I'm glad that something is finally catching up to them, and it's eventually going to get them, and finally, it's going to make them realize. But yeah, that right there, they didn't even take the console, they didn't even, at least test the console out at all, because if they did, that PS4 would have been factory resetted as a brand new PS4 to a consumer, and whatever. But they didn't even do that, so that right there is proof that they didn't even test the console out.
What? Controller keeps disconnecting.
Hey, Dad, I'm almost out.
I got you.
Any questions, Chris?
All good. Thanks, Mara.
Healthier is managing all your family's prescriptions in one app.
Cut the cable with Verizon Home Internet and cut your internet bill to just $25 a month.
I finally cut the cable.
Yeah, I think it's this cable. I'll have to troubleshoot this a little bit later and figure out if it's the controller or the cable. But dude, they didn't even reset this guy's profile. We still got his stuff downloaded on here. Preston Drehobble. We got Red Dead Redemption 2 on here. Call of Duty Modern Warfare. A bunch of other random stuff on here. Let's see what other games we got. Yeah, so not much actually. It's like basically all the standard stuff. Call of Duty and then Red Dead. Which is actually good. I might can put in my own copy of Red Dead and test that out real quick. So far, the console's pretty quiet. We'll see if that changes when we put a game in and play it. Actually, do we have any mystery games here? Nope. No free mystery games. Let's go ahead and connect to the internet here and make sure we're not banned or anything. All right, so I'm not quite sure what the controller is doing, but it's just moving the cursor around on the screen by itself. All right, it seems to be okay now. I just unplugged the controller and plugged it back in. That was weird. So the internet is mostly working. We're not on the latest firmware update yet, so we can't actually sign in. But let's go ahead and check. I'm curious what firmware it's on here already. So let me check. So we're on 7.0. Wow, this thing has not been used in quite a while. I might keep it there. I don't know if there's any advantage to keeping it on a firmware that old, but it's just kind of interesting having it on an old firmware. Of course, I can't log in. I don't really want to log into this guy's account. Okay, yeah. So going to the notifications, you can see the last time he played was 2019 when he received some invitations to play some Call of Duty. Interesting. So this console has not been played in quite a while. And you can see the internet's working here. I connected up to a web page. But let's go ahead and put a game in. I'll probably go and grab my copy of Red Dead Redemption 2 since it's already installed, and we'll try that out. So I actually have Red Dead 2 on the Xbox, not the PS4, so I ended up pulling out Gran Turismo Sport, put this in here, played it for a while, and the console's getting pretty hot, but it actually hasn't turned into a normal PS4 jet engine like the early PS4s usually do, but no problem, it's working fine. And again, I haven't actually tested out the internet fully. I haven't tested out PSN fully because I don't want to update this past firmware 7.0. But let's go ahead and turn the console off. And actually, there's one other thing I noticed. They forgot to send me the game. If you guys remember, I ordered.
Right there is another big red flag. Look, he clearly ordered the game, too. He ordered Dishonored Definitive Edition, and guess what? It didn't even come with the game. So, right there is two big red flags from this order from DKOldies. One, it was the wrong version of the PS4. It was the completely wrong model. And two, he didn't even get the game that he clearly paid for. So yeah, they are clearly scamming people for their money and not actually telling them what they're getting. Like, not even like, saying like something like, not even giving them a different game, like saying on the receipt saying, oh, we forgot that this game wasn't in stock, but here's this game as a replacement for what you ordered. Like, they didn't even do that. So he basically got robbed with DKOldies with this especially order, because it's completely the wrong PlayStation 4 model, even though the PS4 Slim is the exact same hardware as the original PS4. There is an advantage that the Slim does have over the OG model, and that is 5G internet download speeds. So, clearly, like, let's say it's the same concept as, like, he basically paid for a 1 terabyte and got the 500 gig instead. And that's the same concept with this PS4 with the OG. He got the Slim that could handle 5G internet, but he got the original that only can do 2.4G internet speeds. So, yeah, this is the worst order that I have so far have seen on DKOldies. Not the dirtiest console like Austin Evans' video. That is the worst, dirtiest, disgusting, filthy console that, like, it makes me sick to my stomach just by looking at that. But this one, when it comes to orders out of all the other YouTube content creators, this is the worst order that so far DKOldies has sent. And they've sent pretty bad orders, like you've noticed from all the other countless of YouTubers. But this is the worst one yet. The wrong model of the console, and didn't even require the game, or even didn't even mention a game for it, even if they didn't have that one in stock. Like, he just paid for a game for absolutely nothing and didn't even get the game. So, wrong console model, and didn't even get a game that he bought. Not even a game. And they didn't even, address it. DKOldies is just, I'm telling you, they're something. They're something at this point.
Dishonored. We even saw it on the packing slip, and I just tore through the entire packaging. No game. So they sent me the wrong console, no game. Awesome, but they redeemed partially with the cool controller. Not really, but let's go ahead and turn this off and take a look at the inside and see what it looks like. So guys, if you like my videos here, make sure to check out my website down below. It's called jrobgaming.com, and I've had a newsletter sign up for quite a while now. And so we start by taking this piece off. We take the hard drive out, and then we'll have to take off some screws in the back, and we'll get inside.
What if you could do SEO smarter and faster? With Wix, you can edit your meta.
All right, gotta do the dirty here. Take the warranty seal off. Add to my collection over here. Oh, and that one's already. Oh, that's interesting. That one was already. Has that one been removed before? Okay, I'm starting to rethink. I think this console may have been opened up before. Now, I'm not sure. Probably not by DKOldies because they didn't put their own warranty sticker here. But that one just popped off really easily. Now, the problem with warranty seals is there are ways to circumvent those and remove them without damaging the seal itself, so you never quite know if it's been opened or not. All right, I got the 4 screws in the back off. Let's go ahead and take the bottom plate off and reveal the inside. And here we go. Oh, yeah. This thing is filthy. Oh, man.
Yep. As you clearly see, The console wasn't even taken apart, and with those warranty stickers still on there, and even like he mentioned, even if it was taken apart, that those warranty stickers did show proof still the DKOldies did not take the console apart. And like we mentioned, they didn't even test the freaking console out. So, yeah, I'm telling you, it's just getting very interesting with this company. And me and the countless of other content creators are going to continue to make videos talking about them until they freaking change their ways. Now, I noticed that we haven't bought a console from them, but granted, we don't have the money like all of these guys do. But it is very interesting to show you guys all these dirty consoles that they're clearly showing, so that way we can put more pressure on DKOldies to make them realize of what they're freaking doing, and to even show you guys to not buy from them. So you might be somebody that might watch one of their videos, and then you might be somebody that hasn't, but our video managed to come up in your YouTube catalog, and this is showing you guys to prove to not buy from DKOldies. Now, there has been things that, there has been, you know, something that they're finally starting to do this, but we don't know at this point. We have to wait and see probably how the next month or two goes by when they buy more products from them in the next upcoming days and weeks, and see if they actually have changed anything.
Wow. Yeah, this thing either has never been opened up or has not been opened up in years. That is disgusting. Not as bad as the Desert PS3, but it's getting there. And yeah, you can see some nice clumps up there. You got all this dust and dirt in the fan. And yeah, guys, every console is opened up and cleaned. Took this metal piece off and it revealed some nice new dust clumps right there. Gotta love them. All right, and here's a look at the power supply. Nice and dusty inside and out. Oh yeah, got those big clumps right there too. All right, so here's the disk drive. Looks pretty good on this side. I didn't mention it earlier, but the disc to pull a disc in was extremely slow. I actually had to force it all the way in because it wouldn't pull it in itself all the way. And you can kind of, if you look on this side, you can see a little bit of dust and grime there, which would make sense.
Now, that is definitely one issue that I do know for a fact that a lot of the original model PS4s had, is sometimes those rollers would either get dirty or get like messed up and won't be straight, so then it would either slowly drag the disc in, or you would have to like slowly push the disc in and it would eject a little bit slow and whatever. So that is one thing. Now, this is still can happen on a slim PlayStation 4, and it's even happened on a PS4 Pro, because we had one that did that, but I've seen multiple OG PS4s have this problem, and it was a little bit, yeah, it's been mostly with the OG PS4s, where sometimes the rollers are either, they get dirty easily, or they get messed up to where they're not straight, so then either it doesn't drag the disc in at all, or it drags it in and ejects it very, very slowly. So that is one big flaw that was with the original model PS4s.
Yeah, if you go in there and clean the rollers and all the mechanisms in there, it should be fine. All right, I got this piece off, and you can see nice and dusty. Let's keep going. I want to get down to the heat sinks and the thermal paste and see what that looks like. A little bit dusty under here, not too terrible. Let's go ahead and keep going, though. All right, I think we should get the thermal paste reveal here, maybe. All right, finally got the motherboard flipped over, and boom, there we got thermal paste. Very thin.
Yep, and then right here is the last part. As you can see, no fresh new thermal paste. And that is especially very, very, very important, especially for that exact model PS4. Because another big red flag with those model PS4s is they sound like a jet engine sometimes. Some people's would be dirty, and it would sound like a jet engine because the fan would be kicking up speed like so freaking fast. And it could happen on the slim PS4s and the PS4 Pros as well, because that's another thing too. We did have a PS4 Pro that we bought from a pawn shop that sounded like insanely loud. Like, I lived in a very, very big apartment compared to this one a while back, and dude, like, the fan, you could literally have that PS4 playing a disc game clear on the other side of the apartment, and you could be clear on the other side of the wall and still hear that. Like, it was loud as heck. And that's not been as very common with the PS4 Pro consoles, and it's still common on the PS4 Slims, but not quite as much. But the original model PS4s, they definitely had a lot of, like, they had a lot of problems of the fans sounding like jet engines. And no fresh thermal paste like that on there is another big red flag of what can cause it to do that. Because it can't even cool much of itself because that's the CPU. So, yeah. So I hope you pretty much enjoy this. And, yeah. This is just unacceptable at this point. And something needs to get finished with DKOldies. So, yeah. So there you have it. He didn't get the right model of the console that he ordered. And it didn't even include either the game or at least a game addressing that they didn't have that game in stock. So, right there is two big red flags. This is the worst order so far of yet that I've seen somebody buy from DKOldies. Now, Austin Evans, with his Wii, Xbox 360, and PlayStation 3 video that he did, that is the worst, dirtiest console, filthiest, disgusting console out of all of them from all the content creators that have bought from DKOldies. So that video from Austin Evans on the PlayStation 3 is the worst console bin. And then this video from Jacob R is the worst order that I have seen. So he didn't even get the right console. And I know some people out there would be like, oh yeah, why does it matter? It's the same exact PS4. It's the same hardware. It doesn't matter if it's the same hardware or not. The PS4 Slim might be the exact same thing as the OG PS4, but there is an advantage that the PS4 Slim does have from over the original model PS4, and that is 5G network. 5G network. So you can get better download speeds, better connections while gaming compared to the OG PS4 where it was only 2.4G. And 2.4G, if you have a decent internet, it's still decent, but that right there is an advantage that the PlayStation 4 Slim does have over the original model PS4. And honestly, like, if I was ordering like that and I got the wrong console, I'd be like, I'd immediately send it back, and if they didn't like it, I'd say, yeah, this is the receipt. If you don't, I could show it to a law, and you guys would be in trouble. Because you falsely lied and advertised something and gave us a receipt of the item that we purchased, and it wasn't the item. So, this law that is trying to get a class action lawsuit against DKOldies, I think it's going to go through because of all of the countless of other content creators out there that have bought consoles from them and that have received nothing but dirty, unworking consoles at this point. I think something is going to eventually get them. And this class action lawsuit, honestly, I do hope it goes through. And yeah. But Drew and Joey, you guys from DKOldies that run the business, you better see what's coming to you guys. And you better hope that you're going to change your ways like you're saying that you're currently doing right now. I'll show and prove with a video that you upload on Facebook about a week ago showing all kinds of different consoles taken apart, cleaning. You better keep that going, because if you don't, you guys are in some serious trouble. And I do honestly hope that a class action lawsuit does come your guys' way, because this is ridiculous. This is totally unacceptable, especially with Jacob R's order, giving him the wrong console model of what he purchased, And it doesn't matter if it's the same concept too with if he bought the PS4 Slim 1 terabyte model console and they just sent him the 500 gig, then he basically paid the $30 extra or whatever for the extra storage for absolutely nothing, and he got robbed. And that's technically what he did. DKOldies robbed him and gave him the wrong items and didn't even include everything in his order. So, yeah. DKOldies is getting more interesting and taking all of this stuff to a whole new level at this point. So I do hope that something does happen to them. And if they keep it up, yeah, I see this lawsuit going to them. And then they're finally going to be either out of business or they're finally going to change their ways. Because this is unacceptable to treat customers like this, give them false information, and then don't even give them what they ordered. Like, you're completely scamming them and robbing them for their money. And that is against the law. That is illegal for a company to do. That is illegal. So, yeah. But, hope y'all enjoy this rant and this video from Jacob R. that showed that he got the exact wrong item of what he purchased, and it didn't even include everything that he ordered. So, it's just DKOldies, I'm telling you, I don't even understand how they're in business at this point. I really don't. Because this is just insane. But that pretty much does it for our rant and video for today. Hope you enjoyed it. If you guys could, smack that like button if you enjoyed this video. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you are new to this channel, and we will be sure to keep you posted with more content like this being uploaded going forward. And we will also to keep you more posted with more gaming videos in the future. And then also be sure to leave us your thoughts down in the comment section down below of this order that Jacob R. received that was completely wrong. It was the completely wrong console, and it didn't even include the game or even some kind of game to include for the price that he paid for it. So yeah, just leave us your thoughts down in the comment section down below. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you are new. And we will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.